Welcome to the Basics of Professional Betting series. In this series, we will take you inside the mind of professional traders and show you what sets them apart from losers. We will discuss important concepts that will be more beneficial to you than the generic and often useless betting strategies you find on most channels. It's important to note that we didn't call it Basics of Betting. We won't cover the basics of betting in this series. We assume that you already know the fundamentals, such as what a lay bet is or how to place a bet. We have seen fake gurus charging for this information, making false promises of profits if you just learn the basics. It doesn't work like that. And let's be clear, if you are willing to pay for something you can easily find on Google, you are unlikely to ever turn a profit. Instead, we will mostly cover topics that you can't find on search engines. The series will be lighthearted and not too technical, and while we'll delve into some mathematics, we will break them down to an easy understandable level. In the first two videos of the series, which will have a lighter tone for the beginning, we want to highlight some areas where typical traders have a completely wrong perception about betting and trading on sports. Number 1. Approach. What do casual traders believe? Having huge knowledge about the sport you are betting on is the key to making money. The truth? Knowledge about the sports is hugely overrated in the world of betting. I have huge knowledge of football and tennis, and trust me, it hardly matters. With just huge football knowledge alone, nobody is going to beat the market. That's why former professional football players are certainly all deep in the red if they thought they could earn some extra money by betting. Well, if I think about where part of my betting profits were directly or indirectly coming from, I have a slight idea. What actually might make you money is having an analytic mind and using it to build mathematical models that will form the basis of your betting decisions. Then, once you have done your homework, in some cases, your sport knowledge might still have an influence, but it's really negligible. If you watch our How Pros Develop a Real Under 2.5 Goal Strategy video, you will see that there's no soft football knowledge going into the model, only hard stats. You simply cannot compete against that with some subjective football knowledge and some simple heuristics. Number 2. Betting providers. What do casual traders believe? It doesn't really matter where you bet. If you're good, you can cash in everywhere. The truth? There are very few betting providers where you can actually make money. You need to distinguish between soft providers and sharp providers. All European bookies are soft providers, which means they will limit you as soon as they might think you are actually profitable. You can't make more than a few thousands, often not even a few hundreds with European bookies. The only way to make temporarily more is if your betting is actually showing that you are clueless, like you're playing senseless accumulators and accidentally winning them. The bookie will recognize that you were simply lucky and lets you continue betting, as you will likely gamble away your winnings again. Now, apart from soft bookies, there are sharp bookies, so-called Asian bookies. Asian refers to the type of bookie, not necessarily the location. Pinnacle, for example, is not in Asia. Asian bookies are a bit of a mixture between a normal bookmaker and a betting exchange. Their main products are Asian handicaps, as these are two-way markets and can mostly work in an automatic way. If someone makes a high enough bet on one selection, the odds automatically decrease for that selection and increase for the other one. Their business model is different to European bookies. Asian bookies accept professionals and use their bets to push the market towards the fair odds, where they then win if bets are placed on both sides. Some Asian bookies recently have become soft bookies. For example, SBOBet was hands down the best Asian bookie for years by far, but they are now very soft. On the other side, we have betting exchanges. And it may surprise you, but they are also soft and sharp ones. Soft exchanges are limiting winning players as well, as soft bookies do, especially the smaller ones. Why are they doing that? They have external market makers, as otherwise their markets would be empty. And these market makers complain to the exchange if a customer screws them too much. They then say, limit this guy or we can't offer our service. And the exchange then limits the player. It's hard to strictly distinguish between soft and sharp exchanges, as no betting exchange is 100% sharp. Also, Betfair, for example, is not limiting traders. You will have to pay a hefty premium charge if you are too successful. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for our next video where we will be diving into more common misconceptions, especially around bankroll management.